Hey guys, how's it going? This is Rob and this is Jewelry Trading Post, and I'm coming to you with another haul. It's been a pretty busy couple months, and I've got quite a lot of stuff here to show you. I think it's about maybe spread out in about 4 different bags. But anyways, let's get into it. And hey, if you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you want to see more, please hit the subscribe button. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try to just start with some of the bigger items, so that when this jewelry, when this box gets full, things aren't getting hidden. So this is one of the bigger necklaces that I found. I don't know if you can see how huge this is, but this is humongous rings that form this humongous necklace. And let's see, I'm gonna get a length for you guys. The necklace itself is about 44 inches. And some of these rings, like the bigger ones, so 44 inches, are about 2.5 inches in diameter. Maybe a little bigger, like 3 for some of them. But this is Robert Lee Morris. I'll show that to you right there. RLM Studio. Right there. RLM Studio 925 China. So I've been finding a lot of Robert Lee Morris jewelry, and I'm actually become a huge fan of his. I always liked this stuff when I would find it, but I never really kind of gravitated towards buying it because sometimes. But anyways, they have some pretty good value depending on the pieces, and I'll show you a couple more. All right, so that's a big one. Um, let's see. Here's a Navajo pearl necklace that I got in a jewelry bag. The bag was maybe pretty expensive, about $80 or so, but this one is really, really nice. Nice find. No dents on any of these pearls, they call them, even though it's sterling silver. Navajo pearl necklace. It does have sterling with a sun ray on each one of the clasps. I won't spend too much time trying to show you, but anyways, definitely a nice find in a jewelry bag. Okay, so that's that. This is a really cool lariat, or bolo tie, I should say, with a gold tone rope, metal rope, and it's got this really cool connector. And what's really awesome are the bottom of these snake heads with teeth. Really cool design. And I was thinking maybe there's a chance, possibility that could be gold or gold filled or something, but I don't think so. I think it's just like a brass, but it's a really cool design. There is a black smudge or something where it lost some of its gold tone, so it needs a little fixing up. All right, and then I'm gonna just go for what's next to me. All right, got some amber bracelets that I do think came out of a jewelry jar with another amber necklace that I'll show you in a while. But these are 4. See, this one needs restringing ASAP. In fact, all of them do. But those are 4 nice amber chip bracelets. I was happy to find those. All right, let's see. Oh, this is a big one. All right, now this one is a little disappointing, and I spent up for this. This was $65 at the store, and I got so excited about it because I have always wanted to find a concho belt affordably, something that I could afford. And this was $65, and it just had all the look of sterling, and I just couldn't believe it. And it is marked, but get this, it's marked Silvel, and that really threw me for a little loop. I was like, okay, did somebody just misspell silver? Like maybe English wasn't their native language, That's what I was thinking. So I was thinking, well, I got it, and for the longest time I didn't even test it because I was pretty certain it was sterling. But unfortunately, this is not. It's not. But it does stay with the 18K. It just doesn't turn blue. And so I'm thinking it might be maybe 800, or maybe coin silver. I know Native Americans did use coin silver, but obviously it's not going to go for as much as a sterling piece would. So I was originally going to list it around 250, but now that I know it's not sterling, I have it listed by the time you see this, but I have it listed maybe around 120, because it does still have value, and it's probably Native American because of the style, but I mean, or Southwestern, not for sure, but it's not sterling. So anyways, and oh, I was asking AI, because this is how I'm doing my research now. I'm doing a lot with AI. There were some pieces of jewelry marked Silvello in the past, and so it might be the maker. Okay, so anyways, this is another amber piece that came in that bag, I'm pretty sure. And check this out. Okay, I didn't realize until last night when I actually kind of examined this that this is a serious necklace. Check it out. I'm bringing it out. And I'm still bringing it out. And more. And more. This is a gigantically long necklace. Huge, huge necklace. And I measured it. It is 84 inches. 84 inches, and guess what? It's all individually knotted. So that is a really, really good one. Very, very nice. And again, I'm doing my research using AI, and I asked, like, what's the value of this and stuff. And there was one, like, they show you comps, like sold comps on eBay and everywhere. So it's almost like worth point. But yeah, there was one that just sold on eBay for $800. But it had bigger beads, but it weighed only a couple more grams than this. This is 50 grams. The other one I think was 54 grams. But it was shorter. This is 7 feet long. And that one sold for 800. So I think I listed this at like around 3 something, because it's hard to find an amber necklace that long. Okay, so that's a lot of amber there. And it is genuine amber. Let me show you the fun little amber thing. Oh wait, I have too much light in my room, but it fluoresces green. Yeah, I have some lights in the background that are interfering, but that does fluoresce green normally. All right, guys, so that's that. All right, here's another necklace that I bought. I think I maybe paid like $7. And this one, here's my scissors. This one is all these blister pearls. What's the other word? Keshi pearls. And comes up to some Tahitian pearls. And then I'm going to test those gems. Let me turn on the gem tester. I think this might be coral. I'm not sure. It's not exactly porous like pearl, but there's, there's little gems in between, but that's a cool little choker. And I believe I have this listed, excuse me, for like maybe $25 or so, because it is real materials in there. Okay. And I might have to pause a lot because I might get the sniffles because it's really warm here where I'm at. Oh, I'm excited to show this one because I'm going to do something fun for you. Okay, this one I got for $5, and it is this beautiful black pearl necklace. And again, I got it for $5, and these are really good quality pearls. Hopefully I don't scratch one by doing this. But yeah, it's a great necklace. Very, very nice pearls, in my opinion. And the color is just so dark, they're almost black. So anyways, I was looking at this and I was thinking, you know what? That extender just didn't really jive with me so well, because, I think that would be great for a guy to wear. It's like a good length. for a guy to wear, but you know, guys don't wear necklaces with these extenders. So I actually already listed this on eBay by the time you see this video, but I am going to do something. Oh, and it is sterling silver here. This is something I've been wanting to do. I am going to cut that extender off, and I am so sorry for anybody that's freaking out about this, but I'm going to take this off because, again, yes, now a guy can wear this as well. A girl can wear it, and a guy can wear it. And I'm actually really stoked that guys are wearing pearls now. Again, I don't wear jewelry, but when I was getting into jewelry, I always kind of thought, and this is before it became kind of trendy a couple years ago, I always thought, geez, it just seems like guys could be able to wear pearls, you know? I mean, it wasn't kind of normal at the time, but it just was like, why not, you know? They can wear white beads, but they can't wear pearls. Okay, so anyways, let's see. I'm not, no, I want to pause. No, I'm just going to go and just keep on moving. All right, this is another Robert Lee Morris necklace with brass. It's marked brass right there. And sterling, and Robert Lee Morris Studio on a sterling chain with Robert Lee Morris tag right there. So that is a good necklace, or chain I should say. And I think I have this one listed for about $50 by the time you see this video. So I'm not gonna just, okay, so yeah, that's that. Robert Lee Morris, another one. So this big one, this big round rings, and this one. And I really like that design. It looks Italian to me. It seems like you could see that on a dance floor in Italy or something. And I was on a dance floor in Italy a long time ago, in Milan. And had a lot of fun. I don't really remember too much of it. Go figure. All right, here is another panel bracelet, or a panel bracelet, I should say. And I did find this for a cheap price. I forget, I did a short on this. I think maybe I got it for 12 or something, or 22. But it wasn't marked sterling. I didn't know if it was going to be sterling. Took a chance, and it is sterling. And it is, what do you call it? Turquoise. All right, let's see. Trying to go for more of the necklaces and things that will take up some room. This is a really, really gorgeous one. I'm keeping it in a paper towel to keep it a little safer bag, but this is a Santo Domingo inlaid shell necklace, and that is really nice. It does have a barrel clasp end, but that is gorgeous. I love these, and I just sold one of these literally last week for 170. I had it listed for like 300 or something for the longest time, and somebody was like, could you do any better? And she was just like so in love with the one that I had. I finally just sold it for 170. And she was so happy, but I love these. And this was actually, it was funny. Went into the store, and all the usual suspects were there. The people that always go for all the jewelry and stuff. And everybody had looked through all the cases and everything, and I had found some pieces, they'd found theirs. And then I was leaving. I literally had bought a few pieces, and I saw this on a statue. They had it on a little Buddha statue around his neck, and I was like, what? So I took it off, and it wasn't priced. And so anyways, I asked them what it would be, and I got it for like $6. So anyways, that was a really good score. I have it, I believe by the time you're watching this, I will have listed this for about 170 or 190, 195, I think. Okay, this was another fun one, and I got a little funny story about this. We got this, oh, okay, got this glass fruit necklace, all that nice glass fruit, and it is on like a brass chain, and it does have a drop at the end. And yeah, I just really love glass. And so when I saw that, I got it. I think I have it listed around 95, and there are some people watching it. Okay, so that's that. All right, should that go right there? Or is that gonna be too busy? Yeah, let's maybe put that over here. No? Come on. I'm trying to get it so the fruit show. There we go. All right, so that's that. I'm just gonna throw all these empty bags on the ground now. All right. Let's see. Next we've got. All right. This is a really nice one. Wait, am I going through my good bag? Am I showing you guys all the good stuff first? Okay, maybe I gotta switch bags. I'm just kind of thinking in my head, maybe show the like least impressive stuff first. But this is a peyote bird necklace, and it's, I think I got this for like maybe, I forget. But this tests as jade. I believe it's an olive jade. And it's got this Chinese shard. And the shard is cased in a silver alloy. That is not sterling. I did test that. But this I did test, and it is jade. And it's got this really cool handmade toggle at the end with the peyote bird brand inscribed into it. And Peyote Bird is a good brand, very good. And I must admit, a lot of people are mistaken about it. I think at one time I was under the impression as well that they were Native American, but they are not. So people that advertise Peyote Bird jewelry as Native American are incorrect. So watch out. Oh, excuse-moi. All right, guys. Next we've got, I'm just gonna go into like one of these maybe less impressive. Here's a necklace. Yeah, this is kind of like one that's not super crazy, but it's real material. This is a 3-strand. This was, I didn't purchase this. This was, well, I did. I purchased it in a jar or a bag of a bunch of jewelry, but those are pearls, probably dyed. And this is just glass. It's not crystal or anything, but it does have sterling findings at the end. And yeah, so it's a 3-strand necklace with pearls and glass. All right, so there we go. Let's see. This also came in a jewelry bag. I can't do anything with it because it's broken, but sell it for craft or whatever. But this is rock crystal. And I love the design of that, and it's such a shame that this is broken. That'd make a really, really cool bracelet. I like rock crystal. All right, so anyways, I'm just gonna put that in there because it's cool. All right, this is kind of a bust. Here's a little gold-filled pin or brooch. Who was it? It's got a name. It's gold-filled. Oh, cool. I just found out who this is because I found something else, a necklace by them. Does this match that necklace? No, but that's Carl Art. Carl Art, gold-filled. That's actually a pretty good name. Pretty decent. All right, so that's a cool little brooch there. And let's see. I got, yeah, this isn't anything super crazy, but I like the design of this. It's a stretch bracelet. I was thinking maybe there's a chance that this could be sterling silver because you see how it's got like a patina inside. Well, it's not, but everything is there. And I think that's just a cool, clean design, kind of like a tribal look or ethnic look or something, but I love that. So yeah, got it. I don't think I paid. I would think that was in a jewelry bag. Yeah. Or no. I forget. Okay. I have officially gotten to the point, guys, where I'm buying so much stuff that I just kind of forget where some of it comes from. Unless I really sit down and meditate about it or something. But this was, I did purchase this, and this is like a bit of a bust because, not because it's not sterling. I was thinking it could be sterling because at this store I found a lot of things that are sterling that are not marked sterling. And so I was thinking, well, it could be. Spent $12 on it, and but it's not. But the thing that's a bummer, because I wouldn't mind, because I like the design. It's this necklace, obviously, that meets in the middle, in the front. Nice chain, and it's got this huge crystal on it. Let me see. Is that crystal? I got my gem tester here, and nope, that's glass. But it's just really huge. But unfortunately, there's a little flea bite right there. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, right there. So I don't know. I don't know what I really do with that, really. Okay, so let's see, more necklaces, guys. This is kind of a, this one was kind of a bust because I was so rushed in the store and I came across this fetish necklace, and I love fetish necklaces. And so I bought this thinking, well, it just looks Native American. The end kind of looked Native American, but not at the same time. And so this is not sterling, I'm pretty sure. I don't think I tested it. I spent 16 bucks on it, but what the big bummer is these aren't really, I saw this, and again, I was so rushed that I just kind of grabbed it, but there's some broken tails on some of these. And I did not notice that, and I definitely would not have bought this if I'd seen those. But that is a good crafting necklace. Somebody could definitely use those beads and make a new fetish necklace out of it. But again, I don't even think it's real gems. Okay, so here's another little disappointment. I was really thinking that this could be sterling. It's got this dichroic glass, and I like the design because the black on the back is, it looks good if you see it from the back as well. For $4. I mean, it's not worth a terrible amount, but that's that. All right. Oh, here's another necklace just sitting here waiting to be seen. I got this. I think I only spent like maybe $5 or something. It's got this really nice, strong magnetic clasp, and it's got all these pearls, red coral, and art glass mixed in. And is that part of the price tag? Oh yeah. I already have this listed, and I must have taken pictures with that on there. But anyways, yeah, I have it listed for about $40, and a couple people are watching it. But I love that design. I think it's just really fun, very fun, a fun, happy necklace, right? All right, so that's that. Is there anything else in this bag I'd want to show you? Oh yeah. Okay, another fetish necklace here. Now this one I think is actually the real deal. Yes, all right. Yeah, perfect. And I got this for $13. So now this is real. These are real stones, real carved stones with some little turquoise nuggets in there. And we got like azurite bird, azurite whale, a little bunny, is that? A thunderbird in the middle. Oh, cool. I never noticed this wolf has turquoise eyes. That is so cool. So anyways, I love Native American jewelry. Little frog, and it's got some little stones and eyes, I think. Yeah. These are really well done. Yeah, they all have little eyes. All of them. Sweet. So this is a good necklace. Now this is a real one. Now I don't know. It wouldn't be amber, but anyways. So I gotta be so careful with this. The thing that makes me nervous about selling this is that I would have to tell the person it needs to be restrung, because this just feels like such a dainty cord in there that I don't know how much longer it's gonna last before it just calls it quits. So whoever buys that should definitely restring it ASAP. Okay, and so that's all I'm going to show out of this bag. I have a little bag of just random things here. So, done with that. I'm going to do this one later. Okay, so now I've got a couple bags down here. Let's get this. Yeah, this is going to be one of those videos, guys, where it's going to get piled. Okay, so here is a really cool black and silver bead necklace. And again, this should be restrung by whoever buys it, but this is $4. And I took a gamble on it because it just feels like real stones, and I was thinking, well, that could be sterling. Well, guess what? When I test the stones, they go up to... Well, they did. They went up to tourmaline one day, but now it's just going up to glass. So I'm just going to go with glass. So anyways, one day I thought it said tourmaline, but anyways, that is a really cool black beaded necklace. Ooh, the dogs are coming down. All right, so let's see where we can put that. Put it right there. All right, there we go. All right, next we've got, is this the bag I'm going through? Oh no. Okay, this is pretty fun. It's not maybe like the most expensive thing, which is cool. Like, it's nice to have some affordable jewelry too, right? This is, I got it for $5. And this, I have the pictures taken, I just need to list it, but this is various gemstones. And those silver things are buttons. Somebody made this out of like, see there's tiger's eye. I don't know what that blue stone is. It's got all these little gemstones in between everything. It's got this silver alloy. Hold on, I'm gonna pause. All right, guys, I just had to stop there because the neighbors upstairs had their dogs coming in, and they get kind of rambunctious and noisy and all sorts of stuff. So anyways, didn't want to get any names in there. So yeah, this is a really cool multi-gem and silver alloy necklace, and there's some pearls there as well. And I will have to go pretty soon, but we'll just stop and resume recording when I do. And is that good right there? Maybe I should fill in this space down here. So that's that. And what's really cool about this one is this piece is that it came with a matching bracelet. Is that showing right? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so where's that matching bracelet? Oh yeah. Okay, so here's the matching bracelet right there. How nice is that? And look at, there's some really cool art glass beads in there. Yeah, I just thought this was a gorgeous piece. Now this bracelet is really small, and especially it's got these chunky pieces, which makes it even smaller. But let's see, I'm like a 6.5, and it doesn't, I wouldn't be able to wear that if I got it on. Well, actually, I would be able to get that on, but it'd be snug. And so it's probably best to say it's like 6.25 or 6 even, to like have some nice looseness. But yeah, that is really cool. I like those pieces. And I'm already bearing things, darn it. Okay. So, all right, moving on. Let's see, we've got another we got another fetish necklace. Like I said, that one day I was grabbing these so fast and I couldn't really think about it. But this one is on a wire, and I do believe this is authentic Native American. It's got these carved shell birds, and they do have little eyes in them. And I don't know if that's, I don't know that that's olive shell. I mean tortoise shell. Because it doesn't really feel like the olive wood. I know there's olive wood and tortoise shell. And but has this end. If you can see that, it does not look Native American and doesn't look like sterling. And I tested it and it is not. So the end is not sterling, and it should be maybe, I don't know, it's on wire, and that wire gets kind of thick, or not thick, what I'm saying. By the way, guys, I'm gonna copyright a word right here. Maybe I came up with it, maybe I didn't. Camnesia. I realize when I'm watching my videos that I don't say the right things, and I think it's because I'm recording and my mind is in a different place. And so I say things wrong all the time, and I'm like, what is wrong with you? Can't you speak? Did you forget English? So, but I realize it's just because I'm recording. So like I sometimes say things like, I don't know. But anyways, I was trying to say that cord, or that metal cord, they can get bends in them. Like right here, it bends. And so it needs to be kind of like, unbent. I don't know what the word is. Camnesia. But yeah, so that's like 3 fetish necklaces. 2 that are good, 1 that is not. Okay, let's try to get some more necklaces. I got this one, and I was really hoping this could be sterling. They had, and look, not sterling. Does that tell you anything? So I tested this, and I think maybe it could be 800 sterling, but I just really, really, really love this filigree. Do you see that? It's really nice. I love it. And there's a nice chain that it's on. It's got like a rope texture. Does it have a rope texture? There's some type of texture. But anyways, I was thinking that this could be sterling, and it is not, but it could be maybe 800 or something. I didn't spend a lot. I spent $6. So when things are like $6 and there's a possibility that it could be sterling, I'll take the gamble. I will. Okay, so that's that. All right. Concho belt is probably not going to be able to be seen by the end of this. Let's see what's in here. Okay. This I spent way too much money on. Dang, I spent like maybe $20 on this because I thought that this was cloisonne. I don't know why, but in the store, sometimes I'm rushed, guys, and don't buy things when you're rushed, because I saw that and I was like, well, it looks painted, and that's what it is. It's painted. It's not officially cloisonne, but they're pretty big beads. They're probably about at least 10 millimeters, at least, maybe 12. And it's got this nice brass box clasp. And anyways, I like cloisonne, and of course cloisonne has some good value to it, but that is not cloisonne. Okay, here's another one that is really cool. I love this design. Yeah, this box is just going to be thick. Oh man, it's going to be deep. Okay, this is a pearl necklace on leather cord. But those are really nice pearls. You see those? And sterling, leather, and sterling at the end with an extender. And no, I'm not going to cut that extender. Although, guys out there, if you like this design, I think this one might look a little more feminine. But again, what's feminine to one person is not to the next, especially these days with jewelry. And but that I got for 11, and I have the pictures for it. If I list it, I don't think I'm going to go too crazy with the price, but maybe around $40 or so, because I think that's just a really cool design. And of course it's got leather, and it is by Taiwan Imports. It's marked TWI, and I looked that up, and it's TWI 925. But anyways, that's a nice pearl on leather necklace. It's okay. All right, bags gotta go on the floor. Okay, I should have a bag for the bags. This is how you lose stuff, right? Excuse me. All right, trying to get the necklaces out of the way. so that we can have space. Okay, so these are all smalls. Okay, so this bag, again, I'm just looking for necklaces here. Oh, should I show this? I'll show this, but I'm not going to put it in the bag. This was in a jewelry bag. All of this, it's really nice, kind of, until you look at it closely. It does test as jade, so I got really excited about that. But look at the construction of this, and these are not sterling, but there are some of them that look okay. But look at this. There's just all this glue. Is that coming off across for you? There's glue on some of them. Am I tripping if there is glue, right? Where? Now I can't find it. Yeah, like right here. Look at this. Look how much glue is right there. And even over here. Like that's... I don't know what's going on there. Should I put it in the... Anyways, I'll put it in here. I'll just... it's a shame I'm burying that. I don't want to bury this. So that can come out and come on top. Okay, priorities, right? Okay, so that was a jade necklace that's not sterling and not really anything. This is, I don't know what to think of this one, but it is like a bohemian style necklace. Most all of this is glass, but those are real chrysoprase. At least that's what it registers. But none of it's sterling. None of this is amber. But it's a really cool just boho piece. So not terribly upset, but okay. But I kind of like it when things look like gems to be gems. Okay, but you know what? Everybody can get that. So anyways, what is this? Okay, this. I spent way too much money on this one. I'd probably sell it maybe close to what I bought it for. I think I spent like 30 bucks on this because this looked like jade. I forget off the top of my head if it is jade. Let me test it. I think it is, but it's got these really cool, I'm assuming, Chinese coins. And actually, when I got this, two of the sales associates were just like goo-gooing and gagaing over it, and it does go up to, yeah, nephrite. The disc does. Yeah, I think this is nephrite jade. So actually, I am not disappointed. I actually think that's a really nice piece. It's super long, really long. Let's see. It is 36 inches. And yeah, it's substantial. So yeah, there's more jade. Okay. All right. Yeah, things are getting thick. Or deep, I should say. I keep saying thick when I want to say deep. All right. This. Okay, I might be done with jewelry bags, guys. I got one from, it was called Property Room. It was a website, 10 to 12 pound box of jewelry. And it was only $80. I say only, it was $80. And they made it very clear, this is not searched, blah, blah, blah. We don't know, we get so much stuff in. And from like police auctions and all sorts of stuff. It came to $150 after taxes and shipping. And I only got this one piece and a, well, you'll see it later. But this is sterling. And it's a beautiful, beautiful rosary. And this crystal, I don't think I ever tested that, but it is sterling and it's marked. Where is it? I think it's, was it Reed? No. It's Dean. So, do I remember correctly? Sterling. I forget, was it Dean? Well, anyways, I realize I spend too much time looking at these marks sometimes on camera. I'll just say it's sterling, okay? So that's a sterling rosary. And I was really stoked to find this because I had a sterling and black pearl rosary that I lost somewhere in my room. So it'll come up someday, I think. But anyways, that's glass and sterling rosary. Very nice. And those are pretty valuable. You guys out there that are into jewelry and everything will know, yeah, rosaries can go for a lot. Especially sterling ones. Oh, and the other thing that I found with that rosary was this torque sterling piece. So I spent $150 basically on crafting material, lots of keychains, but 2 pieces that could be sold. And I do think that maybe the rosary itself could possibly make that money back. Possibly, that's what people are listing them for. Of course, listing is different than selling. But yeah, that was a pretty good one. Okay, now we're getting into some fun things. I mean, this all is fun, but okay, this came, I bought these in separate releases of jewelry at the same place. The first time in, they had this out, and I realized it was broken, but I think this was just being sold by like, just like on the whim, they'd make up prices. So I think I paid $7 for this, and it is 800 sterling. Where is it marked? It's marked somewhere, 800. Is it on the back? Let me look at it without going through the camera. It's sometimes hard seeing through the camera, but it is marked 800. But it's these cameos, really pretty. And again, I was rushed. Don't buy when you're rushed, guys. You can just make mistakes, because I didn't realize how much damage there was on this. Like, see this spirally ribbon type of metalwork that they put around each one. Well, this one, it's completely broken off. This one is missing a little. And at first I was like, oh, well, these little pieces can be fixed and moved around, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, oh, that one's completely gone. So you'd either have to just wear it as is, which I think works. I don't think that is unforgiving, but it is substantially damaged. So that's that. Let's get this out of here. And then, so that's a bracelet. And then I also found another day a matching pendant to that. Maybe this will have the mark easy to see. See right there. Yeah, something 800. But that's the pendant, and the pendant is actually in good shape. So, and I looked it up, and I think that I mean, it's old. And then I found the matching earrings again on another day. So 3 different days I found this in releases where they just had a bunch of jewelry out. And so I was able to make this set over the course of 3 days, different days. And it was like maybe like a week apart each. I was like, hey, wait a minute, there's that. Is there a maker there? SA. That's, I did know at one time what that was. But anyways, so those are those. Alright, guys. That's that. And then there's this bracelet. That is, looks like chrysoprase, but it's glass, and most of you could probably recognize that this is Tibetan silver, not sterling. So anyways, these don't have a lot of value, but they're very pretty. And in value, obviously, has different meanings. It doesn't have to be money to make something valuable, but this is very gorgeous. And but it would sell for about maybe 25. All right, so that's cool. All right, guys, be back. All right, guys, I am back. I just had to take a quick little break there, and I think the last thing I might have put in here was that little set of these cameos. Really cool on 800 silver. So anyways, went through that. Just going to grab things out kind of quickly. This is just a glass bracelet. It is a stretchy, I think it's glass, but it's nice facets. It's pretty neat. Came in a jewelry jar. Nothing super crazy, but let's see. What do we got here? That's not recent. Okay, so remember I told you I was buying from that police auction site called Property Room? I don't recommend them. I got this advertised. It was in the sterling silver category, but then I bought it. It's opal. It's a synthetic opal. But they did had this advertised in the sterling section. But then I didn't read the description. It said, what did it say? Gold plate over triple A brass. But again, I should have read the description, but I was in the sterling section, so I was thinking it was sterling, but it's not sterling. And it's not even marked sterling. Or is it? But anyways, I paid like total like 18 for it. And so, yeah, I'm kind of bummed about that one. Kind of don't even want to put it in here. But whatever. I'll just put it right there. Okay, it is pretty. But yeah. All right. Getting into some of these. I don't know if I should show these. Whatever, just do it. So here's some, these came in a jewelry bag. They're kind of neat. They're these massive, like, beaded with coin earrings, clip-on, and with some leather cord. A lot of construction, super boho, kind of tribal looking. And, oh, I'm like, they don't match because one's upside down. Okay, there we go. So yeah, anyways, that's that. Some tribal looking earrings. Just put it, again, things are gonna get buried. Here was a cool little find for $18. It is this bracelet that you could kind of maybe say is fully loaded. This charm bracelet, but it's got, oops, get the sticker off. It's got a lot of charms. And this was $18, but I got it because each one of these little charms, if you know your charms, you know this. Like this little moccasin, that's sterling. Most of them are sterling. These gold tone ones, I tested this one and this one and that one. Those are the only ones that are not sterling, but everything else is sterling. Like this knife, the dog, this little bowl, Native American, cowboy hat, horseshoe, drama, pipe. I like that pipe. But each one of those can sell between like $10 to $25. So yeah, I calculated it. I think how many were there? I think there were 17 charms. So I mean, at $10 each, that's like 170 bucks. So yeah, for 18. But the metal, the chain itself is not sterling. So okay. This I thought was sterling, but it's not. It's this little pin or brooch that I bought for $650, but it's not sterling. Maybe it's 800 silver, I don't know. Got this little, okay, we're getting into some smalls. I don't know if it's too soon to do that because there might still be some more bigger items. This, I was so happy when I found it, but then, man, I don't know what to think. But this is this charm bracelet. Let's see if I can show it to you. With those little Valentine candy hearts. Valentine's Day candy hearts on them. And one says, sweetheart, be mine, kiss me, forever, me and you. And this is marked sterling silver. And I spent 30 bucks on it because this is just the coolest bracelet in my opinion for like Valentine's Day. I mean, could you get a better Valentine's gift than that if it's sterling silver? I think that is just so cool. And I was trying to do Google image searches of this. I can't really find any else like it online. And again, it's marked sterling on the clasp. It's also marked sterling on is it this? Right here, see that? It says 925 China. Does it say China? 925. But anyways, I did a test, and this does not test for sterling. So I don't know, possibly, maybe this has rhodium on it, because I've had some charms actually that were sterling, but they're coated with what did I just say? Again, camnesia, guys, it's a real thing. I'm forgetting what I want to say. Rhodium? But, you know, it won't test for sterling if it's got that plating on it. So anyways, I don't know if that has a plating that's preventing it from testing for sterling, but anyways, so I'm just gonna, I guess, get into the smaller items, guys, because I think all the bigger items are done. Let me see if there's any more necklaces and things, but I think, yeah, I think we're getting down to it, guys. Ooh, okay, no, there is one bigger piece, and this is one of my favorite pieces. So, yeah, let's do that one. Yeah, and then smalls. Okay, so this is one of my favorite necklaces that I think I have ever gotten. All right, it is all sterling, and let me just make sure I can show it properly. Yes, when I saw this, I was so stoked. Check this out. How awesome is that? It's got this really thick chain right there. You see that? Really gorgeous. And then this bird. I'm not sure if that's the peyote bird. Another bird. And the sun with these dangles right at the bottom. And this is Taxco. It's marked right there. Of course, it's all sterling. And this, I just love it so much. They had this huge release of jewelry. And look at these legs, or these feet. They're just so cool. They had a big release of jewelry one day, and actually people were buying like crazy, and I just wasn't in such a buying mood that day. But I came across this one, and it was 165, no, 135. And I was like, dude, I have got to get this. So I did, and I'm actually going to list this pretty high. I think I'm listing it around 400, I think, or 450, maybe 500. I forget, but it is online. It's on eBay right now, because you just can't see too many of them like this. I've done some Google searches trying to find similars, and I just can't find quite like this. So the artistry, the name, Taxco, the sterling, to me, that's just awesome. And not only that, suns are popular in jewelry, and so are birds. And this has a sun and two birds. So anyways, I don't know about you, but I just think that is a really, really cool piece. So yeah, let's put it right there. Yeah, I was stoked, absolutely stoked to get that one. All right, man. All right, cool. All right, guys. So now we're really getting into the smaller items. Just bring them, and they're just gonna be tossed all over the place. Getting the bags off here. Here's a broken piece. It is real jade, and I think it's good jade. But it's broken. And the reason why I think it's good jade is because it has this broken piece of 14K finding on it. And I think it's missing the other half of the necklace. I think this was at one time a necklace, and the other strand went this way, and it's gone. But some nice jade there. Put it in over here. In the jade pile. All right, and we've got, this is a cool necklace. I got it for, let's see, $12.95. So I paid kind of a little bit too much maybe for this, but maybe not really. Could probably sell for like 30, 35 or something, but I really love this split pendant. This is sterling. And see how it kind of forms a sun when you bring it together. Never seen a pendant like that. These are not sterling, but they actually, I was gonna rebead this with sterling, and it's on this rubber cord. It does open up right there. And I was gonna restring it with some sterling because I have a ton of sterling beads and charms, and but I just couldn't. I was like, you know what? It works just the way it is. And normally I don't like to mix sterling with non-sterling. So I don't know. I'm just gonna list it the way it is because I think it's really nice. All right, so that's that. All right. Okay. And then we got, this is really cute. Actually, this is $5. These cute little faces. Why did my camera just go dark? Okay, so anyways, yeah, look at the expressions on their faces. And like that yellow, I don't know, the yellow above the eyes. Her eyes are orange, but they're just so funny. They're so cute. So I got that for $5, and I think I have it listed like 18. Somebody else is selling theirs for like 19, and I'm selling that for 18. There is a little bit of condition issue right there on the rim, but the other ones that I've seen, they all have those, that rim is always chipped, and the other one that's for 19 has bigger chips than that. And so again, I'm listing that at 18. So here's a really cool pendant, or no, sorry, brooch. And I'm not gonna list this one because I don't know quite how to describe it or what it is, but check this out. And this was only for sale for like something like $8. It was when they did that big release, and I got that piece right there. And this was in there, and it just, I'm not an expert with like all the jewelry eras and stuff like that, but that looks, is it arts and crafts? But see how it's got this, all this like applique. It's really unusual, very unusual. And then these dangle, and here's one that dangles in the middle, and this one dangles, these 3D flowers. See on both sides, they've got that fancy metalwork, and this is really unusual. And I at first wasn't sure if it was sterling, but it is marked up here, and it is marked, does it say sterling or silver? I forget. I think it says sterling. Yeah. But the pin, it's not a C-hook. It is one of those rollovers. And again, those could be replaced, but it just looks older, in my opinion. And again, I'm not going to list this because, I don't know, it's such a unique design that it must be, in my opinion, maybe a certain designer, jewelry maker that did these, because that's a lot of skill and craft that went into that. And again, I got it for like $8, but I have not been able to identify it quite yet. So again, I'm not going to list this one. All right, even though it's super cool, I'm just going to maybe hold on to it until I know more about it. All right, let's put that right there. Okay. Here's a really unusual one. I like unusual. I don't even know what exactly this is. Some people, well, check it out. Some people describe these as Burmese, or I'm not sure, but there's like smaller ones that were earrings. And this one, I think would be a pendant. It's much bigger than the other ones. And the prices of these are pretty crazy. I believe cheapest one I saw was like 175 or something like that. But it's all brass. And just check out that 3D look on that mouth and those teeth and those ears. And I think I spent 23 on this. It was kind of like they were having an auction one day with a lot of ethnic pottery and like pre-Columbian stuff, a lot of historical like stuff that was bought in at big auctions, like big auction houses. Somebody had a collection of like tons of pre-Columbian pottery and some metal work, and this was in there for 23. I got it, and I think it's super cool. And I'm not sure how exactly you would wear this, and I guess you could put a ring through there, right there, and like a bail. Yeah, that would work. But yeah, that is super cool. All right, guys. So that was that. 23 bucks. I think it's worth a couple hundred around there, maybe, if I'm looking at things correctly. All right. There we go. Okay, then we got, this is a little, kind of like a, this is like, looks antique. It's not sterling. Possibly it could be a lower quality, like 800 or something. But there is the C hook, so it is antique, as far as I can tell. And this is glass. And I just thought it was a cool little simple design. And I think I might have gotten it for just like $3 or something. But I think it could sell for like maybe 25 or so. All right. Put that right there. Okay. All right. Ooh. Let me show this necklace before I forget it. This was, I paid up for this one. Oh, it's not the, oh yeah. 18? Floral necklace on silver. I'm not sure if this is the right bag or price tag. But this is a beautiful, beautiful necklace with all of these little flowers like that. And that, I believe all of them test for tourmaline, but then do the blue ones test for spinel? But I'm not sure, but it is on this chain. It goes up. And that, I just love that design so much. I think it's just so fine. And again, those are tourmaline. I'm gonna let this this Presidium warm up because I want to just test that real quick. But it is marked on the back 925 China? Oh no, India? 925 CPT. And is that, what does that say? China, right? Okay, so anyways, without spending too much time, so that's that. And let me just test these. Okay, I got the Presidium. Zoom out so you can see a little bit of the action. All right, so the orange ones are going to tourmaline. The blue in the center goes up to, oh, see the light blue in the middle goes up to spinel. So those test as tourmaline, but the blue in the center goes up to spinel. Let's see, the red goes up to tourmaline, orange, tourmaline, and then these blue ones, light blue, go up to spinel. And I think every other color is tourmaline. Yep. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, I think it's all tourmaline and spinel. But anyways, and I didn't realize that blue spinel is very expensive. And of course, tourmaline is very nice too. But I have a ring that I'll show you later that's blue spinel, and I almost don't want to mess with it because I'm not sure what. But you know what I love about this? And I'm sorry to go on and on about one necklace, guys. But I love how at first I thought it was asymmetrical. Like these colors were just kind of put in at random. But they're not actually. If you see, let's see, come on. Sorry, this is a little fun fact about this piece. See, they start with like purple and purple, but then they kind of mix. It's like this blue one and this blue one, this green one, that green one, this red one, yellow, yellow. Like they do diagonals where they match. So it is symmetrical. It's just that they crisscross. The matching goes like that. So anyways, kind of fun. All right, and I love that design. Really love it a lot. Okay. I don't want that dragon to get too stuck in there. All right, guys, it's filling up. And we got more and more. Okay, speaking of blue spinel, I'll just show the ring because it's sitting right here. This Tessa's spinel, and that is a giant rock, and I didn't realize that blue spinel is so rare. And they say the cobalt blue one with aqua accents or flash or something is like one of the most desirable, but this doesn't look, I don't know, they do have lab grown spinels. They say it was one of the first gemstones that was lab produced, but I don't know. I'm not going to sell it because blue spinel, if it's genuine, real, can go for like thousands of dollars per carat. So I don't know. I could have very much scored with this ring, and it's but look at like the mount or the setting that it's on, and I can't get a good reading on these gemstones. I just hit metal, but that's almost got like an Art Deco look to it. Yeah, I think it's gorgeous. All right, so that was that cool ring, possibly, well, Tessa's spinel. Okay, getting through it, guys. This, some kind of, I don't know, I think I got this for like $5, but it does have some condition issues. I did see these listed online, pretty expensive, but they described it as sterling and copper or something like that, but I don't think this is sterling. I'm not sure, but I'm not sure what to think of this, but got it for $5, and I think I would list it like not super expensive, like maybe 40 or something, or 25 or something around there. All right, guys, so let's see what else. We've got a bunch of little things here. We actually kind of, wow, we've kind of gone through a lot of this, guys. Pretty cool. Okay, I'm just going to search with the cheap stuff. Or is it cheap stuff? It's not cheap stuff, but found these earrings. These are sterling. Oh, I better not. Well, here. I gotta fix one. They want to come off. Hold on. Let me just do a little. Can I do the repair real fast? Yes, I can. See this? What's it's broken right there. So this wants to come off. But it wouldn't come off when you're wearing it. You just need to tighten it up. These are these long chandelier style sterling silver earrings with screwbacks, and they are marked Mexico or some Mexican sterling mark. So those are those. All right, let's just put that right. Oh, right there. pause 1 second. Darn it. I thought I was close to the end, but I found out I have a whole nother bag by my foot. What is this? This is gold-filled. Is this gold-filled something? It's like a question mark pin. And I think it's gold-filled. I thought I saw a mark there, but it is old. See that C-hook? So anyways, it's not missing anything, so it's a little question mark. We should put that by the couple, right? Like they look like they would have a question mark above their head. They're like, what? Where did we just arrive, Thelma? Okay, so anyways, that question mark doesn't want to stay up. Okay, there we go. Okay. So putting all the empty bags down here. All right. So we're getting through it. Empty. All right. So here's a little cameo, and it does look hand carved, and it's real small. And I like this because she's kind of like looking upward when it hangs. She's looking up. Kind of nice detail in the hair. And yeah, that is shell, and that's sterling and hand carved cameo. I forget what I'm listing that at. I found comps, and I think it's not crazy. It's like maybe around 40 or something. And I think I actually spent like 28. So I'm not going to make a huge profit off that, but I just thought it was really pretty. Now this one is a surpriser. This one I just looked up last night. Google image. I paid $12 for this. It's very unassuming. Check this out. But it's got like what looks like brass and copper leaves. I just like the pretty design of the flowers. And there's these two little gemstones. One is green and one is white, and they do test as tourmaline. Well, I looked this up. I put it into AI, and I was like, can you identify this? And sure enough, it came back and said, oh, that's Black Hills jewelry. And Black Hills jewelry is very collectible and very pricey. And this, having tourmaline in it, makes it even better because a lot of their rings were just metal. Not all of them have stones, but they all have like these, like, see those three little balls right there? Like that's indicative, plus the style of the leaves and this open work in the middle. So Black Hills jewelry, and it's valuable. Like this ring, I think I calculated using AI, like it's about $80 ring. So it is marked sterling on the inside, and there's some initials somewhere, but I won't take too much time. I want to get this video done so you guys don't get too bored, but there's sterling, S-T-E-R, and some initials of some sort. So yeah, Black Hills definitely is that style. All right, so I really like that. And again, I just kind of bought it on a hunch and didn't know about Black Hills jewelry. Okay, until just last night, doing research. All right, oh gosh. There's more stuff in that little bag. I'm actually not even close to being done, guys. I'm gonna try to go quicker. This is just a little brass dragon. I got this just thinking, well, maybe that could be gold because it's so thin, but it's not. It's brass, and there's just little rhinestones, but it's two, actually not dragons, two serpents. But I think that's a cool little pendant. Yep, won't be an expensive item, but it's cool. I like the design. All right, getting rid of these empty bags. Can't keep up. All right. Now we got, oh yeah, this is cool. This is another Carl art piece. Where was that other Carl art? I just discovered which one was Carl art anyways. Oh yeah, this brooch, this pin. It got buried under here. Oh no, right here. This is Carl art, has CA with an arrow that goes through the CA. Oh, but this one has condition issues. It had a faux pearl and the finish came off. That's right. Bummer. All right. But this is also Carl art. And this is gold filled over sterling. So it's gold filled over sterling. And it is marked right here. Tiny little tag. Where does it say? Yeah. 1/20th, 12 karat. Gold filled. Which is better than plate on silver. See that CA with the arrow going through it. So it's a really old company, and these are old pieces. But they're not like crazy expensive when you find them online. So anyways, you get the point. But I like that style. And again, I'm not so sure what constitute like arts and crafts, but it's kind of got like a cool look to it. It's kind of got that same shape as that bird with the moon in the center. Okay. Let's see if you can see those opals. Sorry, I didn't realize breathing right into the camera. Okay. Ooh, gotta hurry. There's too much stuff. Okay, so I'll just kind of go a little quicker, guys. I'll try. But these I thought were gonna be chrysoprase. I got them for $9.50. They definitely have that look to it, but they are sterling silver, and they are just glass. But for $9.50, I think I could double my money. Get like 20 bucks, 25 maybe. Okay, so those are those. Here is, oh, this one's really gorgeous. Let's see. Love this one. And I spent up on this, but I had to get it. Don't see this very often. Okay, this is Zuni inlay. And I did pay $77 for this, guys. But what I absolutely love about this is, well, it's two salmon, right? And they made it with salmon coral. So I think it's a really play on the gemstones and the subject. So they made salmon with salmon coral. And this is, again, Zuni. It is signed on the back, J.R. Sterling. I could not find out who that maker is. But you know what? I have it listed, I think, around $165, because these inlay pieces can go for a lot, like in that ballpark, hundreds or multiple hundreds, depending on the artist and depending on the subject. And I've never seen fish, and I love that there's two of them. It kind of makes it more social, and I love that. So anyways, unusual, and it is on an Italian sterling chain, and I will include that chain. And again, I think I have it listed for like $165 or something like that. Okay, and I think it's definitely, in my opinion, worth that. Okay, here's another one that I got for $18. I love this. I've told you before in previous videos, I love coin jewelry, and especially when they cut these out like that. And this has a double eagle front, and I think it looks like a snake in the mouth, but that is a Russian coin, and it's a kopeck. That's what they're called. And this is 20. Somewhere there's 20 written. Where does it say that? But it says 1907, I think. So it's pretty old. Oh yeah, there's the 2 and the 0 right in the back of the heads for 20 kopeck. And that's Russian. It comes from the Russian Empire. And there's this crest in the middle of these two-headed eagle. That is the Romanov family seal. The Romanovs were the ruling family at the time, and they ultimately got overthrown in a revolution, if I remember my history correctly. But yeah, that is super cool. And I think I have that listed around $65 because it's coming with the chain as well. Like just the cutout coin would maybe be around 40 or 50. So I'm like including the chain. So I thought 65 is fair. So that's that. And I love coins. And that's a cool one. All right, let's see. We're gonna put that right there. Okay. All right, now just moving on. I'm just gonna start grabbing things. Okay, this is Jade Nephrite, and it's this little. I think this came in a jewelry bag pendant that needs a bail. But if you see, there is like really faintly. There's like a Buddha in there. I think it's Buddha, right? I think that's Buddha. So anyways, it is Jade. And again, I'm not sure if I'm going to sell this one because I don't know enough about Jade. Like some of the Jade pieces I feel comfortable with knowing, but like something like this, because it's lighter in color, and it looks like maybe it has some age to it. I'm not sure if I would know what to price that at. And again, especially not knowing the age. Okay, so here's this. I thought this could be sterling, but it isn't. It's this little, like a little perfume bottle right there, and it would have a chain. And I thought this was gonna be sterling, but it is not. I think I only paid like $3 or something, but it's cool. All right. Let's see. Now this piece of jade, I will have listed, and by the time you see it, this listing will be up. But this is etched on one side with a bamboo, and it has this carving on the other side with these leaves going through it, really pretty. And this does test for 14 karat, that bale, and I think I have that listed for $79 by the time you see this. And I believe it's nephrite jade. Let's see. Nephrite. Yep. Okay. Nephrite is not as good as jadeite. Here's a little pendant. I think it's really cool. It's this plane. I don't know what kind of plane it is, but it is by Wells. Wait, am I reading it? Yeah, Wells. Sterling. And these aren't terribly expensive, maybe like $20 to $30. Wells sterling. Maybe a little more, but I think around there. Okay. Lots of smalls, guys. This ring is not new. Oh, remember, I don't know if you saw my last haul video, but I was trying to rush, like I'm rushing now, and I dropped something on the floor, and I could not find it. Finally found it. I said it was the biggest CZ pendant you'll ever find. Well, I'm sure there's bigger ones, but it's huge. CZ on sterling silver. Okay, nothing crazy, like super crazy, but I just love it. I think it's pretty. All right, there's that. There's this, another old brooch, not as older as that other one. Which one? That one. This one's much newer, as far as I know. This is Jan Michaels of San Francisco. Yeah. And I got it for $3, and I think I have it listed by the time you see this. I think for like, I don't want to give the wrong price, but I think around 25 or something, maybe. But yeah, it's cool. And that is not, what do you call it, amber. And as far as I know, it's also not Bakelite. Okay, here's some more earrings. I've told you guys before, I'm a sucker for these Taxco earrings, but this was $6.50, and I don't know if she just didn't realize that they were Taxco, or didn't realize, because they are marked on the back. They're not puffy hearts. They are just, what would you call it, one-dimensional. Let's see, or two-dimensional. But those are marked in there with the Taxco symbols, and yeah, I just like them. So for $6.50, I think they might go around like 45 or so, around that ballpark. I have not. Oh wait, did I list those? I think I have. Okay, you guys, check out my eBay store, I Spy Art Shop. That's where all this will be, and I will put the link in the description. Now this is not jewelry. In my opinion, I don't think this should be worn as jewelry, in my own opinion, except for maybe 2 or 3 days out of the year. Because these are dog tags. They came in a jewelry bag, which is why I'm showing them here. But again, I have a lot of reverence for dog tags. I have a lot of respect for the military. And I wouldn't, I don't personally feel like people should just wear some soldiers' dog tags just kind of like for fashion, but that's just me. But I do think it would be a cool thing to do on like Veterans Day or Memorial Day, especially Memorial Day. Like, I think that would be a really cool thing to like wear like real genuine dog tags on that day to give, memory and respect to the people. But these are from World War II, from the early start of the war, because of these chips here, or these little cutouts, they can tell. And this, because of the serial number right there, and the way it's written and everything, there were just certain things that were done at different times for dog tags. So it's really pretty straightforward to identify when they were made. And this was made, like, believe 1940, 1942. Is that the years? But from World War II. And this is, I wasn't sure if I should name the name, but I'm actually going to name the name for a reason, because this person served our country. And also, well, it's George Vaya, and the next of kin was Clara Vaya, and here's their address, Los Angeles, California, and the blood type A, and didn't it show the religion somewhere? Oh, C for Catholic, I believe. I think that's the religion. So this was George Vaya, his dog tags. And the reason why I feel comfortable saying the name is because if anybody should know George and Clara's children, or them, if they're still alive, or their children or their grandchildren, they're from Los Angeles, reach out to me and I will just send them to the family members, because I would want them to have it. Currently, they will be listed online for about $60 because it's a pair, and it's historical, and people do collect these. But again, I would be so happy to return this to a family member. My dad passed away several years ago. God bless his soul. Such an awesome father. And actually, when we were splitting up his belongings, my siblings and I, we were so like, oh, you should have this and you should have that and I should take this, and we are all in agreement. But my brother and I, we both definitely wanted his dog tags, and I was like, well, why don't we maybe each take one? And my brother's like, no, they should stay together. So I ultimately let my brother have them because he's older, and he really wanted to join the military. And actually, my dad intervened. He actually went to the recruiting station, was about to sign the papers, and my dad went down and picked him up. Said nope, because my dad was in the military, and he's just during a war time too, and he knew a lot of people that passed away from it, from fighting. These are super cool earrings, and these are sterling silver with lapis, and I love these so much. They are not signed, but those are epic, and I think it's like 3 inches almost completely from there to there, and the back is just plain, and those are just gorgeous. And I think I have these listed around $79, because again, each one of them has 5 stones, 5 lapis stones, and you can't come across this design really too much, so they're really, really, really cool. All right, guys, so I'm not gonna just keep staring at that with you guys waiting for me to move on to the next one. So let's do it. Let's move on. All right, where can I put this? Yeah, right there. Okay, yeah, birds and horses. Cool. All right, what else should we stick with? More animals? Let's do it. This is a really cool necklace, and this is a prize. I think this was only like 12 bucks. And I just loved the design when I saw it. And but I wasn't sure, because I was buying kind of like, I was just trying to limit how much more I was going to buy, because I'd already bought some stuff. And I saw this, and it was like another 12 bucks. And I'm like, maybe not. And then some people at the counter were like, oh no, you should get that. Something that's special. And it is special. It really is. Because check this out. This bird is marked brass. And this one does have some scuffing on it. Like right there, there's a pretty significant scuff. And this little cricket, I believe that's a cricket, on the back of it, it says, and I was able to see this in the store, and I thought that's why I kind of wanted it, was because of this. And it says, I never fall apart because I never fall together, AW. And I was like, I don't get it. I didn't get it. I was like, what does that mean? I never fall apart because I never fall together. And it was only until later I ran it by somebody else, and they're like, oh, that's because they were never put together, or they're just always not together. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it. So they're always crazy, kind of. They never fall apart because they're always apart. So anyways, if that makes sense, I'm not describing it correctly. So anyways, that's that. And AW turns out to be Andy Warhol. This is a Robert Lee Morris piece. Let's see if I can show you. RLM at the top. And come on, camera, focus. There we go. I think there's too much stuff in the background. Come on. RLM. And then underneath that, it's signed Andy Warhol. And then it says copyright, trademark, registered, the Andy Warhol Foundation, 925 China. So that is a Robert Lee Morris piece in conjunction with the Andy Warhol Foundation. And they can go for kind of a lot of money, the Andy Warhol pieces. I found only one listed for like 50 bucks, but other than that, they're all listed around like a couple hundred or several hundred. And that's including the solds, if I remember correctly. So I think this one I did not list for cheap. That's not a cheap necklace. And I forget exactly how much I listed it at off the top of my head, but go to my store, I Spy Art Shop on eBay. That's Robert Lee Morris and the Andy Warhol Foundation. I think I only paid like maybe $18 or $12 for that. 12 or 18. Okay. Moving on, which is this? So no, this is gonna be the last piece I showed you. I just pulled out a necklace. It's gonna be the very last one because it's my favorite. All right, here, I love these. These are some cloisonne earrings, and they just so happen that they are sterling silver. Let's see if I got it there correctly. It goes like that. So there's one that's a dragon, and there's one that's a phoenix, and they are screwbacks, obviously suggesting an age to them, and they are marked silver, which also indicates an age. And I love them. And the phoenix, though, it does have, right, where is it? It does have some chipping right there at the very bottom. But you know what? These things are old, and you don't really notice it. And if somebody were to, ladies, if you're wearing this, somebody says, oh, excuse me, did you know your earrings chipped? That's when you just spin around, flip your hair back, and walk away, because you don't need that. But yeah, cool. I think those are really, really, really nice. I think I have them listed around 49, I think. Yeah. There we go. Okay. We got these other earrings that are just sterling. They kind of got this tribal look. If you can see that, they're like little bars. But I'm not going to take these out of the bag because they're tiny. I don't know if you can see them, but whatever. They're just sterling little kind of tribal earrings looking. Silver chain. Oh, this is kind of fun. This is just a little pin. I won't spend too much time on it. It's 4 more lucky years Roosevelt for FDR. And that was a campaign pin from 1940, if I remember correctly. And it's in really good condition. See how shiny the back is? And it has these little stamps in there. One of them is like a lithograph. Like, is it Union or something? But, and this one. So anyways, those are kind of like, not all of them have those stamps in the back, and not all of them have the lucky shoe horse. So that's like a lucky pin. I think I have that listed at 22. I don't think I'm going to sell it for 22 because eBay's just, I don't know. Anyways, I think I put or best offer. Here's a Buddha on silver, and that is Jade. What did I put down? I think that is Nephrite Jade 925, but it is a Buddha carved pendant, Nephrite Jade, sterling silver, and I think there's our mark on on the bail 925, and I think this has a gold vermeil on it, and it is on an Italy chain. I think that's in Italy, also 925, and that's really cool. I think I also have that listed for 89 or 79 or around that ballpark. But we kind of got a lot of jade going. Okay, put that there. All right. Yeah. Okay, guys. Here's another one that is sterling, and this looks like a Zuni. I think it's Zuni. Are they the ones that did the fetishes? I believe. But this looks exactly like a bear fetish. It's not marked anywhere with any initials or anything, but that's hematite, and that is sterling. I love that band that's holding it like that. I think it's a really clean, classic, simple design, and of course, it's got the cultural significance with the fetish being a fetish. And I believe that's Sunni. For some reason, again, amnesia, guys. As soon as I start filming, my mind draws a blank. But I think I have this listed, I think 49. But yeah, I think that's really cool. I love it. All right, we're getting that spinel ring buried there. I don't want to bury that. Don't want to lose that. Okay, there you go. Here's another one. Oh, I'm not going to remember what this is, but this is Sandcast sterling silver right there. And it is, I think, is it Navajo? I think, but it's some type of like spirit. It's NEI, if I remember, Nay, or I think, but that is a Native American reference, that symbol, but it's got two faces and their feet are down here. It's really kind of unusual, but this is meant to be a Naya for a squash blossom. You know, squash blossom necklaces, they come down, they have that big thing in the center. Well, this is a Naya. So that would go in the center of a squash blossom necklace, and it's got the, I'm going to pause real quick. Okay, so I just wanted to look it up, but it's Y-E-I, which is a Holy Spirit in the Navajo culture, and that is Navajo. And again, it has an open hook here, so you can kind of just slide that onto a beaded necklace like a squash blossom. So that's that, and that is cool. And that, I think I spent like maybe, I don't know if it was like $18 or something, and but they're worth about 170. Okay, so that's that. All right, let's see. Moving on, we've got, that's gonna be the last one. That's done. That's done. Moving on, guys. Here we go. This one's fun. And I spent a lot on this one. I think I spent 28. And I think probably get maybe 49 for it. But it is this really cool harlequin or jester. It's got articulated feet, so it can dance while you're walking. And it's got the guitar or lute, I'm not sure. But what makes this one special compared to other ones that I've seen, this one has red glass eyes. The other ones that I've seen, only silver, but it is completely covered with marcasites. And I love the heavy oxidation on this. It almost looks black. And I think it's just perfect like that. I would not polish that personally, but that's just me. But I love those eyes. and I just love it. I think it's just a fun one, especially like say for New Year's or Mardi Gras or something like that, something festive. This start stamp 925, and that's about it, guys. So yeah, probably about like maybe I'm hoping maybe get 49 for it or something. I don't know. All right, so let's put that right there. Yeah, things are totally getting buried. Oh man. Okay, so there's more to come. Just want to get rid of all these empty bags. Here's a really cool one. This is Caroline Pollock, Relia Studio. I did pay, what was it, 38 for this one. Let me see, I just lost the price tag, but super cool crescent moon, and I believe that's lapis there underneath like a resin, and probably brass stars. And it's got some cutouts of stars in the back, and I just love that. And it's got the crescent moon with the R, meaning Relios Studio, or Relios. Caroline Pollock started. 925. I don't know if you can see that, but anyways, you guys that know Caroline Pollock know that. So this is $38, and I think most of them listed are kind of like 150, or somebody's listing it at 175, but I did find somebody listing it at 90. So I went ahead and listed this one, I think at 85 or 89. I just wanted to have somebody get a good deal. All right, but I think that's gorgeous. I love it. Okay, everybody likes kind of moon and stars, I feel. Okay, so this is just a little ring that I got that's amber glass and sterling silver. It's kind of got an unusual setting right there, but I like that. Just clean and simple. I think I have that listed for like 24 or something. Yeah. Here's one that just sold, so I gotta be careful with this. I'm not gonna actually put it in the box because I don't want to get lost. Just sold today. This is a cute little owl ring, sterling silver with amethyst eyes, and I think I sold it for $17. So that one is not going to go inside. Let me put that on top here so it doesn't get lost. And this is another ring that I did show. I had a ring video. I showed rings that I just listed and stuff. This is lab grown opal with a CZ pave setting, and it's sterling silver. It's pretty substantial. I think I might have paid like $28, and I think I have it listed for like 55. Okay. These are really fun. These I think I paid $8 for, and they are these really cute sterling silver clip-on earrings in the shape of these sombreros, and they're very tall sombreros, and they are marked on the top 800 for 800 silver. Let's see that, and yeah, definitely older, and it's got that rope in there. And I am not going to polish these because I know there's some purists out there that do not like their jewelry polished, and I forget what I'm listing these at. I think, I don't want to get it wrong, but so clips go like that. So there's one ribbon on one, or rope tie on the sides of each one. And I don't want to polish these because you should, if you do a good polishing job, hold on, leave that rope dark. That's how you kind of like the good polishing, in my opinion, does. Like a lot of the details are left dark, and a lot of the empty spaces are polished. So I would like to see that happen, like see it get polished, but not those ropes, if it were to be polished. But I think they should be polished, personally. But again, there's purists out there that don't want that, so I'm just going to sell it as is. And that's that. Oh gosh. What's this? It's right there. I know. Can you see? Okay, yeah. This just went right there. All right, moving on. We got another little ring. we're getting close to it, guys. Yes, I'm so excited when I get close to the end. Here's a really cool ring. It's very abstract, freeform, brutalist, or I don't know, I just say almost freeform, but it's got like 3 shoulders that go up to 3 different settings on different levels. So it's like 3 different levels of settings. And just a really cool abstract form. I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of the stones that are in there right now. I think they're just glass. But see how there's like empty space underneath them? Like, I almost think like pearls in there would be really nice. Somebody could definitely take this and replace those with other stones. But just as is, it's really cool. Actually, I mean, I do like the color of the stones, or glass. But yeah, that's that. It's marked, I think it's 925 in there, but it is sterling. Did test that. Okay, put that down next to the Black Hills. Okay, and getting down to it. Here is another ring. Again, I did a ring video. This is in it. This is already listed. I think a 24, but it looks very Art Deco to me, and it looks like there's some age to it. So I don't know, like, I think this has been polished a lot maybe, but those are marcasites. This is glass. And it's just a nice clean design. I think it's pretty neat. So yeah, I think I have that listed at 24. All right. Let's see. Okay. Here is one that's nothing like super crazy valuable as far as materials and stuff. But check out this little sun face pendant. I think this is, some of these are made out of frosted glass, but I think this is, actually, yeah, that sounds like glass. So this might be a frosted glass, but it's not sterling silver. And I think it's just like, I'll probably sell it for like 10 bucks, but it came in a jewelry bag, and I just think it's gorgeous. There is some like schmutz on it or something right there, unless that was part of the glass. But anyways, it's really cool. It has this really neat iridescence, and that expression is just funny. It's kind of like he's like, what's going on? What is going on? What are you guys doing? Okay. All right, so that's that. And put this ring over there. All right. So, in this bag, yes, there is. Here's some more earrings that are sterling silver, and they are screwbacks, and they've got nice fronts on them, like a tribal look, but the back has a lot of like discoloration going on. But I think I have these listed. I think, were they $15 or so? I'm not sure. I think around there, 15 bucks. Okay. Yeah, boy, everything's buried. Here's a little arrowhead that I thought could be possibly sterling, but it's not. I think it's actually an old brass, but there were some of these fobs that were, it's got this Native American, just really cool engraved fob. Yeah. And I got it for 2 bucks, and I think it's probably worth about maybe 20. If you get the one stamped by this designer made these, they could be worth in the hundreds. And this could have been made by them, but just not marked. But without the mark, forget who the maker was that did this style, exact same design. It could be worth a lot, but just like this, maybe 20 bucks. So, oh wait, I was thinking maybe those are initials, but no, it would have been like a clear writing if it was the real deal. Okay. I need to get a bigger jewelry or light box for sure. Oh, here's a jade and brass necklace. Really cool design. Very neat. Kind of comes down, meets like that in the center. I like that design a lot. Don't really, I think I spent 8 bucks on that. And I think I'll list it around 49 because that does test for jade. And I think again, about 49. It's not gold filled or anything like that. It's just, as far as I can tell, brass. Let me cut that price tag off. Okay. So yeah, another jade piece. Put that right there. All right. Can't really see it though. All right. All right, guys. What are we doing now? Okay. Next one. I love, 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 love this one. Again, I did a ring video, and this was one of them in there. But I'm glad I'm doing a video now because I couldn't really show, but this iridescence, in my opinion, I think it's very special. This is a Mystic Quartz. It does test as quartz. And most Mystic Quartzes that I see are purple and blue, like that color scheme. But this has this peach and some yellows and pinks. So peach and pink and yellow with the green and blue, a light green, blue. They're all pastels. And normally they're pretty dark, the Mystic Topazes, and this one's very light. And I have this listed at 89 because A, it's a Mystic Quartz, B, it's an unusual color, and then also the setting is just so nice. It's raised, it's elevated, see that rope right there? So, and this is sterling silver, and yeah, I just think that is gorgeous. And you know what, in every light condition, I notice, like if you go out in the sunlight, it's a little different. If you go inside, it's a little different, but it's just so fun to look at. Like honestly, I could stare at this forever, but I'm not going to do that because you guys will fall asleep. All right, there we go. If you're, that's assuming you're not already asleep. All right, wakey wakey guys, come on, we're almost there. All right, so this, it's so thick now that I can kind of stick things in and it'll stand up straight. There's a lot of buried items down there, like those fetish necklaces are all underneath there. All right, can you, where is that? I'm gonna get some nice sparkle for you. Okay, so that again is a super cool Mystic Quartz. All right, getting down to some of my favorite pieces. Here's another Robert Lee Morris necklace, and this is from, like, he had a bamboo edition. I got this for $18. And again, I've been finding a lot of Robert Lee Morris stuff like in the $20 range, and that's such a good deal because I think the cheapest his necklaces go for is about $50, and a lot of them go in the hundreds of dollars. So like this Robert Lee Morris, I think is worth a couple $100, and this one might be, but the chain is not marked Robert Lee Morris, but it is, oh wait, this isn't Robert Lee Morris, gosh, this is John Hardy. Man, I am tripping, guys. Camnesia, right? I'm not joking around, it's a real thing. Okay, so this says, this planted bamboo. So pretty poetic there. 925, this planted bamboo. Doesn't say anything more than that. And there is the John Hardy logo right there. So that's that. John Hardy bamboo. And I forget off the top of my head what the bamboo ones go for, but again, this does not have a John Hardy mark on the chain itself, so I'm not sure. I know like some people advertise like this is with the original chain and such, or John Hardy chain. This one does not have a John Hardy chain as far as I know. Okay, but that's a bamboo pendant by John Hardy. And I'll have to do some research before knowing exactly what that's worth. But I remember reading that they were not cheap, that bamboo one. Okay, this is another cool piece. This is, I ended up kind of paying too much for it. I paid $18, but I love the sterling American flag. This is plastic over, like, I think a photo or like paper. So this isn't like ceramic or anything like that, but it is signed Wellsware, no, Willware, no, Wellware, New York City. And Wellware did a lot of charms, and the charms go for about maybe $15, $18. So this is actually a charm that somebody turned into a necklace, but it does have this nice sterling chain. And so I think I'm going to list that at 35. It's very simple, but I love it. I haven't seen well wear American flag ones, and I just think this would be perfect for the 4th of July, obviously, or again, Veterans Day, or Memorial Day, or Election Day, or any day, whatever. I like the American flag, um, and I think it's cool in jewelry. So let's see. Maybe we'll put that right up here. Oh, it's not going to be seen. Maybe right down there. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Getting close to the end, guys. Actually, really close. I think there might just be 3 more pieces after this one. This one is a little Mia Fiore Tree of Life. And it is glass. And it is marked at the top, Italy, 925. Right in there. And that's really nice. I think these go for around $50. And I forget what I paid for it. I think maybe, I don't know, but I think I paid around 5 or 6. But yeah, it's really nice. And it's got a nice little star in the center. But again, it's like they describe it as the Tree of Life. And I like that little star as an accent. All those flowers and then a star. So that's cool. All right. And down to it. Okay, now we've got close to the end, just a couple more, maybe 4 more, 5 more. Okay, here's a little ring, brutalist style with some cutouts and some etching in there. All right, pretty simple. Nothing super crazy there. Maybe about $18 or something, or $18 ring. Come on, there we go. Let's see, we've got this. I was conflicted on this. This is a pot tie pin, and I don't know if I should keep it as a tie pin, but then I looked it up, and tie pins are kind of a thing, and Native Americans did make these. I didn't know if Native Americans do, but this looks Native American, and it's got this really nice turquoise, and I love the setting that that's in, and with the rope going around. It's not marked by a maker. This is sterling and this is sterling, but this is not sterling, the actual tie bar part, and the bar is not, but it has these Native American etchings. So I didn't know whether or not to like keep this. I was like, did a Native American actually make that, or does somebody just make this? But they did. They made tie bars. So I'm going to leave it as is, but I think this would just be a gorgeous pendant as well. So I'm going to leave that up to the new buyer if they want to keep it as is or have it be a pendant. Yeah, I'll just put that right there. Okay, and then 2. Okay, we're down to my 3 favorite pieces. Oh, shoot. I saw this whole other bag. Darn it. Okay. Yeah, okay, I'll just go through this real quick. Here's a sterling silver ring with this kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like a ridge that goes like that. That's like elevated. It's an unusual design. Okay, that's that. Okay, what else is in here? Oh, a Heidi Klum little heart. And these things are not cheap. I looked it up. Heidi Klum. I really like Heidi Klum. I loved her in Project Runway. Is that show still going on? That was a really fun show. I don't know if you guys watched it. Do you think some of them are kind of cheating or lying about their backgrounds? Okay, some of them were like, oh, I've only been sewing for 2 months. And then they make like a wedding gown out of chartreuse or whatever that fabric's called. Here's a single earring, but I do have the pairs in the car because, well, long story short, I won't get into it, but this, I have a pair to it. Sterling silver star earring. Boom. Okay. And same with this one. There's going to be another one that's a single, but I have the other one in the car. I forget why I separated them, but I know the other ones are in the car. But this is really cool. This looks like this could be a very good designer or something, because see how it looks like it's maybe copper underneath there? well, it's marked sterling, and it tests for sterling. So they kind of created this orangish look. I don't know, and this other texture on the front, and it's just kind of like sanded to be like super brutalist style, and I love that. It's super nice. So yeah, the other one's in the car, as well as that earring, that star earring. Okay, let's see. I'm going through this bag. Here's some little Asian earrings that were made out of brass. Where's the other one? Come on, here we go. Brass, I believe, and there's glass in the center with, dang it, I turned off the camera. Okay, so how did that happen? I was trying to zoom in and it just shut down. It is really hot in here. Maybe the phone overheated, but see how there's a person pulling a rickshaw inside. It's like a gold metal, probably brass, but it's inside glass. This person pulling a rickshaw. And actually, is that from the Philippines? I'm trying to remember, but these are a thing. Like, they made these, and they go for about $30. I think I spent like maybe 3 or 4. All right. Oh, that poor little Zuni bear is getting buried. Just buried him with earrings. The little Zuni pendant. Okay, here's another little pendant that's very unusual. It's got this little seashell right there, a real seashell, inside of like this water freeform looking thing. It almost looks like maybe a wet beach with the tide coming up or something. It's really pretty. And it was marked on the back, and I could not figure out who that was. I did do, like, there's a signature. I wish I could figure out who that is. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments, but it's 925. Does it say Italy? 925. Yeah, I think that's Italy. Upside down, but then that's Radifo. I don't know. Anyways, all right, so that's that. Don't want to spend too much time. Or should I say too much more time? Okay, now we have these little earrings that are sterling. Where's the other one? Okay, I have the other one. It's gotta be in this bag. Whatever. Okay, so I'm not gonna bore you guys, but this is like a California sterling. Well, there's the California flag. But it says City Employees Associations, California League of City Employees Associations. Doesn't that sound like a fun association to be part of? Wow, I'm sure somebody wants these earrings. Not. So anyways, it's still cool, and it's historical, and it's got like the screwbacks. And I can't find the other one, but I do have the other one. Okay, I'm just going to skip some of these that are not so amazing, because I don't want this to take forever, guys. Okay, so here's one more ring that I'll show, and it's got this enameling on. I thought this was for sure going to be sterling, but unfortunately it is not. Possibly it could be maybe 800, but there's that little frog on top, and I think it's just super cool. I think I paid $3, and I don't know, maybe it could go for like 12 or something. It's adjustable, and it is not sterling, but it definitely has some age, and I like that age look. It just kind of makes it a little bit muted, you know what I mean? Okay, so that's that little frog. Okay, and I'm just going to skip the rest of the things in this. Oh, well, here's a little Christian fish charm that is sterling, and it's 3D on both sides. It's written out right there. So anyways, yeah, I like that a lot. A Christian fish. I think there's a name for that, I forget. Okay, so I'm going to skip the rest of these things because they're just not terribly... Oh, no. I'll show you this one. It's a ring, Native American. And it does have an interesting hallmark. I got it for $15. So maybe, I don't know if I spent too much, but... because I'm not... Anyways. But here's the Native American mark in there, and I cannot figure it out. Sorry. sterling, suggesting an older age, but check it out. It's got like this tomahawk. Can you see that? With like, there's something else. Hold on. It's like a man's face, if you can see. There we go. A tomahawk. Is that a tomahawk and an arrow? And something hanging from the air? I don't know. But that's an unusual hallmark, and I cannot find it. I wish I could. There's a Thunderbird on the front with some turquoise in the center. All right. Put that next to the Black Hills ring. Okay, and then we got, finally, okay, oh, dang it, here's another little thing. Oh, a couple more. Sorry, guys. This is a gold-filled, I believe it's gold-filled shamrock. I believe it's marked somewhere, but gold-filled with a real pearl in the center. And that's that. Okay, little pendant. Put that right there. Okay, and then we've got this, I noticed, was just, I think this came in a jewelry jar. Okay, we're officially getting down to it. Okay, and this is gold toned, no marks wherever on this at all. It's got this interesting clasp at the end with this one little single pearl hanging from it. Or no, is that hematite? I think it's hematite. But yeah, it's this nice pretty chain, and it is sterling with this like, kind of like a, what is that called? Brushed brass looking, but it's sterling. Okay, so that's that. All right, now 3 more and we're done officially. And if I forgot anything, I'll just probably just say too bad, too sad. Oh, that's better, you can see more. Okay, this is one of my favorite pieces, and I'm probably not going to list it until I know exactly what I'm dealing with, because you can't see this online too much. I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything. Check this out. This thing is massive. This, see, this is what looks like glass, but this, it's so brutalist, and it turns out that this is actually crystal, and this is pretty big, and this turns out to be sterling, and there's no marks anywhere. But yeah, you test this on the gem tester, it goes right up to quartz. And yeah, so this is a huge crystal carved pendant with a sterling top. You put your chain through there, and I just think that's gorgeous. Now this one does have a condition issue. It's got these 2 little flea bites right down here. I don't know if you can see it. One there and one right there. So right next to each other, 2 flea bites, which is a bummer, but I'm actually literally tempted to go to the local jeweler and see if they can sand that down, because I think that these have to be some really good designer. And again, I do Google image search these, and I ask AI and everything, and nobody can figure out who. But so it could have been just like a, you know, a single artist doing some work somewhere and came up with that and didn't do too much more. But I don't know, but I love it so much, and I'm gonna try to not get it to scratch anymore. But guess what? I got another one right here. Check that out. Now this is the first one I got, and it was $10 more than that one, but I wasn't for sure if this is gonna be sterling. And I think they described it as like silver and crystal pendant, but this person would usually say sterling if it was sterling and not silver. So they said silver and crystal, so I didn't know. So I went home, tested it, and sure enough, this was crystal and this was sterling. So then I drove all the way back, and the store is not close, to get the other one, because they were both in the case together, and I was so glad when that was still available, and that was $10 cheaper. Maybe because of the flea bites. I didn't notice the flea bites when I got it, but those are cool. So I'm just going to shut up and just stop talking about it, but these are honestly maybe a couple of my favorite pieces of all the jewelry that I have. And like with that, I almost don't want to sell that necklace. I really kind of don't want to. Okay, so those belong together. Now the final grand finale, guys. Oh, here's that other California earring. The Workers Association. There we go. There we go. See, knew I had it. There we are. Okay, so here is the grand finale. I did pay up for this, $165, but I think it's worth around $500. And it is another John Hardy piece, and it is from, I believe it's called the Naga Dragon Collection. But check that out. That is a cool dragon. It's got black enamel on the body. It's sterling silver. And it is 3D. You flip it over. See the mouth? It's open space in there. And the reverse does not have the black enamel. And it has the John Hardy mark right there. 925. And this has ruby eyes. I did test those, and those are ruby. And it's just gorgeous. And it's on this really long chain. Nice chain. I like the chain. And the chain, does the chain? Yeah, it has the John Hardy tag right there. So I got two John Hardys, this one and the bamboo. And I just love this a lot. If you go online and search John Hardy dragon necklaces, you'll see a lot of these ones that kind of come around like a torque. Is that, no, not a torque, like a lariat, and the dragon's mouth will like close on its tail. And they're listed like $1,200 and such. Now these kind that are more like pendants, the only other one that I kind of found sold, well, people are asking crazy amounts, like $1,200 and stuff like that. But if you look at the solds, like the best comparison I could find was a dragon that was in a round formation, like its head was over here and the body went around in a circle, but a very skinny body, and the tail was over here, and it had sapphire eyes, and that sold for about $500. So this has ruby eyes. It's got a different formation. The body does this, like an S shape. And yeah, so I think I'm listed at around 500, and trying to go off solds. And I'm not trying to undervalue pieces, and I'm not trying to, you know, be too expensive either, but I do go off comps and all of that stuff. So we're maybe, well, can you see up here? Nope. Okay, let's put this right here next to the other dragon. That makes sense, right? All right. So you guys, that is officially it. We are done. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed. And again, if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. If anybody knows this gentleman over here, let me know, or his family members, and I will try to get those to them if they haven't sold already, but they are listed. But anyways, yes, it's George Valla, V-A-L-L-A. And so that's about it, guys. Got some John Hardy, got Robert Lee Morris, got a lot of, got Taxco, got a lot of sterling. Love these pendants, and a lot of Jade, and that's about it, guys. Good times, and I love those little fish down there. Let me know what your favorite piece is, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And again, I'll, well, you know what to do if you did enjoy this. Okay, hope you guys are having a great one wherever you're at, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.